Hello again, social media. I'd like to share some research with you that shows some false information by the media in relation to this coronavirus, as well as blatant imagery and, again, mass media events and evidence of more high security meetings. Now, first, I'd like to draw your attention to this article, which claims that Israel will have a vaccine for coronavirus very soon. Now, the article claims that the Israelis have stated that they've been working on a vaccine for 4 years, on a coronavirus vaccine that affects chickens, and this is called IBV, infectious bronchitis virus, and they claim that they have discovered that it's genetically similar to the coronavirus as the same infectious method. Now, first of all, I'd like to share this article from 2005 showing us that America and Israel have been working together from 1996, some 24 years, on isolated genes from chickens, claiming that they've used 20 isolates taken from each country. So, a red flag straight away. Why claim that they've been working on this for 4 years when it's obvious that they've been working on it for over 2 decades? And this is what these scientists do. They will take infectious diseases of birds and animals and they'll put them in vaccines, claiming that it's a new virus. We've seen it before in the swine flu virus and other drugs given by the major pharmaceutical companies. So I wrote an article on my website, Illogical Uncensored, and then I have also mentioned on my website in several articles about and videos that they've been using mass media events to portray their intentions in public. So during the 2018 Eurovision Song Contest, as you probably know, the winner was from Israel. The singer was called Netta and the song was called Toy, in which he flaps around on the stage making chicken noises whilst dressed as an Oriental, with many conical cats in the background, which are also called Chinese cats. And it also involves the predictable dots, the yellow dots that have been significant in many different mainstream media events, which I've pointed out, which are supposedly pointing to the coronavirus. Now, I've done a lot of working out on how they used to put two names together to make one thing as a link. So as far as I'm concerned, the Netta and Toy is actually a reference to NATO, who are actually celebrating the 70th birthday in 2019. That's another matter which I'll talk about further along. Now I'm going to show you how it was furthered during their actual Eurovision held contest in Israel. So let's just look at some of the scenes from the opening ceremony performance. The ceremony included a full-sized aeroplane in the background with airline personnel dancing in front of it, spreading a circle of yellow dots with each country's flag, a mock airport flight announcement, pyramids with names of countries, all of whom now have reportedly got coronavirus, by the way. And once again, the Chinese lucky cats in the background, as well as the yellow dots basically everywhere, including bathing the crowd in the front of the arena. And I mean, I don't know about you folks, but to be honest with you, this doesn't get more blatant to me than this. If you look at some of my past videos, you will see the same imagery being shown in Olympic Games ceremonies and other mass media events. But I mean, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, who would be behind the Eurovision Song Contest and its ceremonies? So that's also a bit of an eye-opener, because what I found out is that the European Broadcasting Union is clearly linked to the UN with its sustainable views. We know that's a buzzword, and it's got 56 countries, clients of 56 countries, and is also linked to one of them. One of its clients is the Shanghai Media Group, which is the biggest Chinese media conglomerate with the news and the state-controlled internet. So we can see that, you know, this is something that is heavily ingrained in media and you know, showing us these images. That ceremony also had Madonna performing with dancers who were covered in face masks, and she blows on them and they fall down, and she's singing songs about not everybody's going to be in the future. And it's also interesting to note that I've looked at a lot of the countries who are actually involved, and the majority of them are now claiming to have the coronavirus. I've also pointed out in various videos and articles that many high-level security conferences have happened in the back of end of 2019 and early 2020, all of which have got the same agenda, all of which are talking about the keeping the charter for the UN, which we know is Agenda 2030, and they've all got the same agenda, which is the coronavirus, 5G, and how to deal with the with social media disinformation, which basically means shutting anybody up who's telling the truth. And they include that 9th Shanshan Forum that happened in China during the Wuhan Games for 3 days, where military leaders and defence and security got together. There's been the NATO event in London, while they celebrated the 70th birthday of NATO. They also had the same topic, cracking down on anyone talking on social media. And there was also a German conference as well, a security conference, not too long ago. So, you know, there's people like myself, Amanda Vollmer, Enchanted Life Path TV, and, you know, lots of the other people who are sharing information. It's only going to be a matter of time before they clamp down, and we won't be able to share this sort of stuff. So take the opportunity to share it now. Thank you for listening. I'm Annie Logical, and do stay safe.